Well, hey everyone. So, I am here to declutter, okay, not all of this because these are setting sprays. I don't know that I'm doing that right now, but all of my foundations. This has gotten completely out of hand to the point where I'm like so overwhelmed that I just want to use, I mean, most days, I just want to use my favorites. Like this BB cream is one of my favorites. So I'll just grab this and do it like every single day. So I'm going to pull these out and kind of line them up, make it easier to kind of see them all. And we're gonna go through them. I'm gonna get rid of some, and I'm a little nervous because, I don't know, I just get nervous. I love foundation so much, but I also know obviously they go bad. So let's just do this. Okay, so if I counted correctly, I've got 67 foundations here. Oh my gosh, I know that I'm still gonna have a lot at the end of this, but I really want to try to cut this in half because yes, I know I'm not going to use all of these, and the realist in me is sickened by this, but then I know that this is one of my jobs, and that obviously these are not all things I've purchased with my own money. A lot of them were sent to me in PR, or I was buying them for a video specifically. My problem I know that I'm going to run into, I run into every single time, is when I get to a product that I really don't know yet how I feel. And that's really problematic for me with my job because I don't want to get rid of it without knowing for sure, did I hate it? Did I love it? Is it meh? So I think what I've decided I'm going to do for this specifically is make a separate pile of foundations that they're going to get tried one more time. Now, for some of those, it might be more than one time, but this should be rearranged. So with that in mind, I am going to have that separate pile. That way, I think I'm literally going to put them right up on my vanity, not even in a drawer, so that over the next week or two, I'm going to try each one and decide that day if I know enough to get rid of it, if I know enough that I love it and I want to keep it, or if I still need more time with them. So that's kind of going to be my remedy for that. Because that way, I think I'll feel too bad with some of these just getting rid of them just like that without trying them. I'm going to start the way I always start. I'm going to pull out things, foundations, BB creams that I know I love, 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 and that I use all the time, so I would never want to get rid of. So, let's see. Oh, hold on. Let me rearrange a bit. All right. My favorite product is my Missha BB cream. I'll link my favorites down below. Probably not going to link every single thing I mention. But this is the Perfect Cover BB cream. I have the shade number 23, which is darker. Their shade range is terrible, but the coverage, this is like the most beautiful BB cream. So I'm definitely going to keep this, but I think the next time I buy it, I want to try number 21 and see how that looks on my skin. Very gray toned, but I kind of like it on my skin. So that is an easy keep. And I'll show you at the end what I'm keeping, what I'm giving away. This has become a favorite of mine. This is the IT Cosmetics Bylines foundation. It's just a very moisturizing foundation. And I found that in winter, my skin really, really liked this. The coverage is, I would say, maybe medium. It's a little bit buildable, but on my nose, for example, sorry, Pinocchio, my dog, is chewing a bone right back there. Loud as could be, but he's so happy I can't even disturb him. Anyway, I really, really like this stuff. So I think I used to have a couple shades and I must have gotten rid of them and just kept this. I'm in the shade Light. Another easy favorite, my IT Cosmetics CC cream. Absolutely love it. Also in the shade Light. Again, I want to try the one down. Maybe I think the next one down is Fair and see how that one looks because I think this is just a little bit dark for me right now. My Lemare foundation. This is, you're gonna die when I tell you this. It's crazy that I completely forgot I owned this. It got shoved to the back of my drawer. I got some new products in I was trying out. Literally forgot about it until just this moment when I'm staring at it. So that makes me sick to my stomach because I know how much, this is like a $100 foundation and I really liked it, and so definitely gonna get my money's worth and use this, so definitely keep it. And I did really, really like it. Again, I still feel like I'm developing my opinion on this because I don't wanna give you a half-hearted opinion. I really wanna know how I feel. These are some easy keeps for me. These are the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. I have a lighter one and a darker one. So for me, a lighter one is N10, and then N25 is a bit darker, so I only use this for changing the shade of foundation. You can make moisturizers, like take a moisturizer and mix this into it to make your own kind of tinted moisturizer, or you can wear it alone as foundation. I'm not a big fan of that formula for my face, but I love this to change the shades because you'll see a lot of these are definitely too dark for me. All right, let's just start going through these because I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. So, this is very new to me. I think it's too dark. This is the Tarte Shape Tape very controversial because of their shade range, or I should say lack of it. I have it in the shade Fair Light Neutral. I definitely want to try it out, just know how I feel about it, just so I can compare if anyone asks. Am I going to do like a separate review on this or anything? No. But yeah, so I just recently, you know, I really haven't tried it, but it has the giant doe foot. I have the hydrating version. I actually quite like this. I'm going to put this in a maybe at the end because I think the shade is definitely too dark. I can just lighten it, but I actually really did like it and I haven't tried it in a while. So I'm going to put this in the try me pile. Same goes for this. This is the Becca Cosmetics Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. It's got like a dropper. This I bought on HauteLook and I checked the batch code and there's nothing wrong with it. Like it's not old or anything. But the first few times I used it, I really didn't like it. So again, I want to continue to try it, make sure I know for sure that I don't like it. And if I really decide that, then I'm just going to declutter it. These two e.l.f. foundations, I have Porcelain and Sand. It's time for me to get rid of Sand. It's too dark and I really don't need 2 shades of this right now. So Sand is going to go, and frankly, that one's pretty old, and then I'll keep Porcelain. This is one of my favorite foundations. It's like $6. I wore it like twice this week. I absolutely adore it. This Stellar foundation is another one I've only tried a couple times. I remember the coverage was not great. I really did not like it, how it applied with the sponge, but I haven't tried it yet with a brush. It's their, well, it doesn't say what it is, but it's just the Stellar foundation that's on Sephora's website. So I'm going to put it in my to try pile to decide. This Makeup Forever Ultra HD is really, really good. I liked the older formula. I gotta stop saying that though, because it's been years since it's been around, so it doesn't really matter. But I have it in the shade Y225. Again, I think it's a little deep for me, but I do like this. I just wore it the other day, so this is one I'm gonna keep. Is it my holy grail? No, but do I still really like it? Yes. Holy moly, so far I'm only getting rid of one. This is terrible. So here's the problem. I have these, I've got another one, where is it? Here. These drugstore foundations are ones that I feel like I've hardly tried. Like I knew both of these I really didn't like. So honestly, I think I can get rid of these. I remember really not liking these. So this is the Almay Best Blend Forever. This is the Revlon Insta Filter. They didn't have great coverage. They didn't blend as well as I wanted, ironically. And I don't know, I just wasn't impressed with them. There are too many other good drugstore foundations out there. So those I'm gonna go ahead and pass on. These 3, however, look at the difference in shades. This is crazy. These 3, however, I'm going to put in my to try as well because I know I've tried all of these a couple times, but I really don't remember exactly how I felt. I know that this Milani one, I think I liked both of these. I want to say I liked all 3, but again, going to try. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record in this video. I'm so sorry ahead of time. This Ilia one, I don't know. I had asked you guys if you were interested in me doing like a review of this brand. It's a new brand at Sephora. I don't know. I haven't really been impressed with many of the products, but I guess that shouldn't stop me from doing a review because I want you guys to know that. So I'm going to keep it, again, try it again, and once I'm ready to actually film a review of the brand, I'll be able to include this in it and then probably declutter. I just remember it being so-so. 2 of these Naked Skin one and dones. I don't think I need both of these, so I think I'll keep light and get rid of medium light. And this is more of like a BB cream, and a lot of people, it's like their holy grail. I like it enough that I definitely want to use it some more, but it's certainly not a holy grail. So I can pass on along with this. These are these like kind of hydrating tinted moisturizer things from this brand that came with this tool. Color Me. I tried one of the shades and I just didn't like it, so I'm gonna pass those on. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This Ulta one I didn't like. I did my whole Ulta brand review where I tried on a bunch of products for you guys. I showed you and told you my feelings after trying them for a couple months. And this was one that I know a lot of people do like. I think it's just a little drying for my skin. So, I'm going to pass it on. Now I have 3 shades of this Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. So, do I need all 3? No. I have a giant doe foot, which is awesome. That's just fun. And I think the packaging of these is so pretty. Let's just see. That's probably closer. These definitely have a strong smell. It's not the worst smell in the world, but it's definitely a strong one. So Definitely these two are closer to my skin tone. So I think I'll definitely pass on the darker one. But I think I might keep those two because I feel like I could... I think I'm going to keep LC1 and pass on LW2. I mean, they're honestly, they both work for me, so I just don't need two of them. So this is the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Hydrating Tint. This one also has a doe foot applicator, and I do like this. It's not the highest of coverage, but it is comfortable for just like a quick throw it on your face kind of a thing, so I'm going to hold on to that. So rearranged a little bit here. So these cushion foundations, I like them. Light Ivory, this is Wet n Wild. Light Ivory is my shade, so I'm just going to pass these two on and keep them my shade. Physicians Formula La Velvet Foundation is comically wrong for me shade-wise. This is in the shade Ivory. So, gonna pass that one on. All right, so I've got these, the NYX Total Control Drops and the Glossier Skin Perfecting Skin Tint. The Glossier one's getting a little old, and I do like it, but... I'm going to try this one again. The NYX one I'm going to keep. I just recently purchased and I like it. This was a letdown. This is the Cargo One Base Concealer and Foundation in one. The idea is that instead of putting foundation all over your face, you could put this just on the areas you need it and blend that in and that'd be enough. But it just didn't really do anything for my redness. So I was like, I don't think this is a product for me. So I'm going to pass that one on. And when I say pass on, you know, depending on the level of use, some of the things I'm going to donate. Some of them you know, if they're really used, I'll let my sisters go through because I know they typically wouldn't mind. And friends and things like that. So that's kind of and if it's really old, I'll just toss it. So, okay, this Lift and Luminate is pretty old. I feel like I should get rid of it. I mean, you can just tell, and I love this foundation so much, but it's just time. These Marc freaking Jacobs foundations were horrible. Now, I will say this. I want to try one of them. I want to keep one because I've heard a lot of people say, no, the trick is you got to do this or you got to do this, like spray it with MAC Fix Plus. So I haven't tried that yet, but they sent me these. I know this one's too pinky, so I'm going to pass that one on. Fair 130, Fair 110. I think I'm going to go with Fair 110, and if I need to darken it, I can, but I think that's, again, a little bit too pink. So I'm just going to keep the one. Oh, I did not love that foundation. Another foundation I did not love was the Urban Decay Naked Skin. Again, so many people love this, but it just never looks good on me. So I'm finally, this is so hard because I've held on to this for so long because I'm like, oh, but it's Urban Decay and it was expensive and like everyone else loves it, but it's just something I can't love and I need to accept it, move on, and pass it on to someone that will love it. Oh, do I have two Ilia foundations? Oh, Jessica. Definitely going to go ahead and pass on the more yellow one, which is the shade Tularosa. So that one can go. Like I said, I'll keep this one. This one is, if you're curious, the shade is called Sonora, the lighter one. All right, my get rid of pile is looking bigger than my keep pile so far, so that is awesome. All right, I don't need both of these Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-Hour Breathable. I just recently got these, so I definitely still want to try them. Let me swatch. I've tried them once and I did like it. Again, this has a doe foot as well. That's clearly the new trend, which is kind of nice. I think it makes application easier, although when you get to the end of the actual foundation, there's going to be a lot in there that you're going to want to try to... See, this was the problem. One was too light, one was too dark, so I thought, well, I'll keep them and mix them both, because when I mix them, it's actually a really nice shade for me. But perhaps it'll be easier to keep the darker one and just lighten it with my custom cover drops. So, maybe that's what I'll do. So this darker one, by the way, is 103 True Ivory, and the lighter one was 81 Fair Ivory. So I think I'm going to keep this one and get rid of the lighter one. And just lighten it if I need. And the reality is this will probably be perfect in the summertime too. So, works both ways. I have two of these Ultra Repair Tinted Moisturizers in Fair and Light. See, neither one of these are open. These are brand new. Oh gosh, Fair is going to be dark enough. Gosh, that's almost orange as it is. So there's no way I need light, which I'm sure will be a step darker than that. So I'm not even going to open the light. I'm going to pass that one on and keep the Fair so I can at least try it out. I do have a new one of the No. 7 Lift and Luminate. It's actually a different shade. Let's compare. They sent me this a while ago. This one's, the new one's in cool, okay, well, you're ripping the box, Jess. This one's in cool ivory, and the one I have is warm ivory, and actually, cool ivory does look like it might be a little bit better for my skin. So, keep the new one. I'm gonna pass this on, spray on Osmotics. I tried it once and I was just like, so I'm like, well, why mess around with it? Let someone use it while it's still new. It's got a SPF 45, which is really nice. These two I really like. They're more BB creams that I genuinely like a lot. I do think I need to use them up soon because I think they're starting to border on being a little too old. You know what I mean? I know they're fine now because I've used them recently, but it's definitely going to be soon. So in the next 6 months, I want to use these up and then pass, well, or probably just throw them away. I have 2 of these Too Faced Peach Perfects. I certainly don't need both. I've got porcelain and vanilla. Oh my gosh, that's porcelain? What? I liked this foundation, but I remember this being the problem. These were far, far, far too dark just for me. Again, I can lighten. So I'll certainly keep the lightest of the 2, which I guess would be this one, porcelain. And I'll just have to lighten it, which is fine. That's why I own the custom cover drops, but still it's like, whoa, that's so. Keep porcelain, pass on, what was this, vanilla. All right, speaking of shades, I have 2 of these number 7 Stay Perfects. I'm gonna keep warm ivory and pass on cool ivory in this because just looking at it, I do think this one's a little more neutral for me, even though it's called warm ivory. So I'm gonna keep warm ivory, pass on cool ivory. This is another favorite foundation, period. And it's a little more, it's closer to drugstore price, and it is so beautiful on the skin. Medium to full coverage, wears really well throughout the day, just gorgeous. So you will notice I have 1,000 of these Rimmel foundations. This is the American version without the pump. I'm gonna pass this on to a sister that I know will use this because my lovely Canadian sisters, 2 people have sent me the Rimmel Lasting Finish in my shade, 100 Ivory. And which one have I actually used? This one's unopened. This one is opened. Yeah. So I'm going to keep this one in here, and I'm going to put this in my backup drawer because I freaking love this stuff so much. You know what? That's making me think, well, no, but this one was already getting a little old. Or was it? I had one, and then it was old, and then I bought a new one, and I don't know if this was the new one, but I want to say they've discontinued this in favor of their new line, their Breathable. But I am praying that they did not get rid of this line because this is one of my favorites. So I'm still going to pass this one on to his sister, but I'm excited to keep this back up. All right, we're getting closer. So this Vitalist Healthy Elixir from CoverGirl I actually really do like, so I'm going to keep that. I don't think I need both of these Hourglass ones, and Shell was my shade, so I'm going to pass on Buff. But my favorite, you'll notice it's the only stick foundation that I have. It's my favorite. This one's still pretty new to me, the Bye Bye Foundation. I do like the CC Cream better, like way better, but it still really is nice. It's got decent coverage for basically being a tinted moisturizer. It's got decent coverage. I just like the coverage better on this, and the CC Cream wears better. But I do like both, so I'm definitely going to keep both. All right, so this Givenchy has been such a, what's the word for it? It's had mixed reviews. That's what I'm trying to say on YouTube. They sent me this quite a while ago, and Perfect Vanilla is my shade, and I really like it. Now, this is not a high coverage foundation. It's a very kind of moisturizing, simple foundation, but I just like the way my skin looks with it. Now, I don't need these 2 shades, so I've got shade number 5 and 6. I don't need shade number 4 is perfect. So keep this, pass those 2 on. Jessica, I'm so proud of you. I've been holding on to these shades like, well, maybe I'll use them some other time, but I mean, the reality is I'm not going to. Now, this Double Wear I have in Ecru. I am struggling to find my true shade in this. But I'm going to keep this because I do like it. I just lighten it with my custom cover drops. So, boy, it sounds like I'm sponsored by like Cover FX custom cover drops. I swear I'm not. I've really taken to using them. Anyway, these I just recently was sent, and I'm really enjoying. And I actually am like mixing all of these shades. So I don't know that I'm ready to get rid of any of them. Let me just swatch them. Let me get an idea. These are so liquidy, and I'm really struggling to find a way to get these out of the bottle without absolutely getting it everywhere, other than like doing it with my finger over it, obviously. Ooh, that one might be, what is this one? This one's Cool Bone. But see, the problem is they're all such different undertones that when I mixed them, I think this is the one, yeah, this is Fresco. And Fresco is super neutral, and I loved that. And I know that sounds crazy, but it is so nice on my skin. I don't know what it is about it. So, especially when I like started mixing some things. So maybe I will, see, this is what I mean. I feel like I need to keep all three. I know for sure I'm keeping Fresco and Cool Bone, because Cool Bone's probably closer to my skin tone, but I need this to kind of balance it out. So maybe I will pass on Ecru, because I do think, just like the other Ecru that I have of the regular line, no, but that's not far off from my skin tone either. When I mix all three, it's like the most perfect shade. So I'm just gonna keep all three. That's just what I'm gonna do. Okay, so these are the foundations that I'm keeping in my try it now, try it this week pile. I'm just gonna literally have them on my vanity to make sure I try each one and decide if I wanna keep it or pass it on. I could see myself keeping maybe one or two of the drugstore ones and maybe one of these higher end ones, and that's enough. Because I certainly don't need to keep all of these unless somehow I was absolutely in love with all of them. But so I foresee this pile dwindling down to maybe 3 once I've tried it. So that is that. So these are all of the foundations I am keeping. Keeping 1, 2, 31. 31 is not bad. I guess 32 if you count my backup over here. So 32 that I'm keeping. Now, will I use all these up? Of course not. Will I probably eventually get rid of one of these shades as I play with them more? Yeah. And of course, the few I just showed you that I might be keeping. But I think 32 out of 67, I really have essentially cut my collection in half. And that, even though this is still a ridiculous amount, I feel like I can like breathe easier. Like, okay, I know how I feel about all of these. And then there's those last few. And I don't feel quite as overwhelmed with my collection, you know? I don't have 5 shades of every single product. I don't, you know? So that is a great feeling. So these are all of the products that I am getting rid of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27. So, you know, not exactly half. But I feel good about, like, especially these high-end products that I knew, like, these Marc Jacobs ones, I know that I don't love them, but the old me would have been like, well, I'll keep all 3. It's like, why? So I've got one to continue to try just in case. Same with the Givenchy. These are so expensive, so I always feel so self-conscious about like getting rid of them just in case, but there is no just in case. I don't need them. So again, I'd rather pass these on while they're new in case someone absolutely loves them. And so other things where I just had other shades, formulas I just don't like. Some of these are just old. So that is a great feeling. I'm proud of myself. I think that was decently cutthroat. It wasn't my best, but it certainly wasn't my worst. If you want to watch more of my declutter videos, I will link my declutter playlist down below. For this round in 2018, I've already done highlighters and palettes. So highlighters and palettes, I'll link both of those below. And then I've got years of declutters where I've gotten rid of even more in the past. If you want to watch the playlist, there are tons. You can kind of pick and choose which ones you're interested in, which ones you're not. So I'm still planning to reorganize this drawer. This is actually just like a drawer divider I got at the Container Store. But all of my foundations fit here and I can almost see all of them. I think I want to eventually reorganize, like I said, but I've got more to declutter, more drawers to kind of free up before I can really spread this out. But ideally, I want to be able to see them all. So I can, you know, I'm not digging through the back through 3 layers of foundation. But it's much better. It's only 2 layers instead of like 4, which is what it was. Which is nice. But again, eventually I'll reorganize. But I figured you might be interested to kind of see what it looks like now. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.